Hey y'all. So I don't do video responses to people's stuff. I see a lot of ignorant stuff on YouTube, and sometimes I just let it ride because people gonna think what they want to think, and that's just the way it is. But when I see something that is truly, I'm gonna call it downright blasphemy. No, maybe that's not the word. It's just stupid as hell, is what I'm gonna call it. I'm forced to respond. So, I recorded a video about the Mayor of Blacktown. He finally came on my page and started talking. You know him. You know what he be saying. And I went. He's like, you need to be informed. You need to, I'm trying to save you. Whatever. And what I told him was this, and I was talking to the Guys Network, and we were, exchanging messages, and I said, I was born, and I'm gonna die black, but I chose to be a feminist, so you can't save me from a choice that I made knowingly, consciously. Okay? So I don't even know what made me go on this girl's page today, but I happened to go on this woman's page, young woman's page, and oh, hell no, she ain't young. She's 33 years old. So she grown as hell. I'm thinking she's like 23. Okay, she grown as hell. She's 33 years old. Her name is blackloverules, and he was like, you need to watch her video, whatever. So I go on here, and she has posted 3 videos about black people. We did better when we were segregated. Integration was the worst thing to happen for black people. Yes, I just said that. I'm just going to read the last part. Integration was the worst thing to happen for black people. Yeah, she said that. I know y'all probably like, what the hell did she just say? Yeah, she said that. And when I read it, I was just like, what the heck did she just say? So she goes on to say, when we were segregated, black people were doing better. They had their own businesses. Black people had banks and stuff, and what else? Black women were treated better, and it's just the worst thing that ever happened to us. We were just so much better off. I just want to go through the screen, shake her, and give her a hug, because to me, it's the most insulting thing one of the most insulting a black person can say. Why? Because I think about Jim Crow South. I think about my relatives who lived through that. I think about all the people who had the opportunity to participate in the black migration and come to northern cities like Chicago and Detroit and New York. And I think about all those people who didn't have the option. They had to stay. They had to stay for family. They had to stay for a plethora of other reasons, and who were forced to stay in Jim Crow South. Okay? And I think about, the scenes from Montgomery and from Selma and from Mississippi, Louisiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, people, students, regular working folks, mothers, grandmothers, fathers, preachers, everyone walking through the streets demanding rights that they should have earned with the 13th Amendment. That they had earned with the signing of this amendment that said that you are 100% regular citizens. You're not second class. You don't get the short end of the stick. Plessy versus Ferguson. All this shit. Like, stuff that we had earned. Black people, this country was built on the blood, sweat, and pain of black people. If you don't agree with me, that's on you. But all those people walking through the streets, having protests, and all those people who died, so that I could do what I do, so that I could go to one of the most diverse universities in the country, regardless of whether or not we self-segregate, and that's a choice. But the fact that I get the opportunity to self-segregate and just hang out with black people, instead of being forced to. And I'm all for historically black colleges, university. I applied to 3 or 4 of them. But the fact that they were created because they didn't have the opportunity to go to other universities. And people like, black people were like, well, we need to have higher institutions. We need to, you know, these were formed by ex-slave owners. You know, that, you know, black people, we need to excel and we need to have these higher institutions. They're not going to let us in. We need to do it for ourselves. So I totally support the things that we have done through the course of segregation. But now that it's over and we can do it and do and be whoever the hell we want to be, the fact that you can say here that that shit wasn't even necessary. It was stupid. You know, whatever. You know, who needs that integration stuff? Are you serious? You know, and what pisses me off is black people who don't vote. Okay, I know, you know, the candidates may be crappy, you know. Now, who really, like, who was the guy that went against Bush last time? Whatever his name was, I forgot. Whatever his name was. You know, we didn't really like him, but it wasn't Bush, so people voted. You know, and that doesn't necessarily mean all black people vote Democrat. But there was somebody, whether it was a little girl, a man, a woman, somebody out there died. Somebody got beaten, somebody got bit by a dog, water hose, whatever, so that you could vote. Somebody died, went through pure hell just so that you could have the option to vote. And you get on YouTube and you talk about that shit didn't matter? Are you serious? Are you serious? Where are you? There are people who died and put their lives on the line for us. Not for them. They did it for their children, for their grandchildren, because they said, I lived through hell and I don't want my kids to go through the same thing. They died so that you could be on YouTube. Yeah, black people could have formed their own shit, but the fact that you can go on one of the most diverse networks on the whole internet, people on here from all walks of life, all different countries, everywhere. They did it so that you could be on here, that they couldn't segregate themselves, and they couldn't be prejudiced against you. And this is what you do. You spit on them. And you talk about how you respect your ancestors and all this. Well, obviously you don't. Because how you can say those people who died, like, do you not understand? There are hundreds of people who are nameless. You know, we know about, you know, Martin Luther King and all those people, but they're just regular working class folks who said, hell no, I don't want to go through this. I don't want my babies to go through this. I'm going to stand up and say something. I'm going to march. I'm going to drive these women to work because they want to boycott. Those are the people that we need to talk about. You know, who love me some Martin Luther King. I love what he did. You know, I'm all for, you know, Malcolm X by any means necessary. And Marcus Garvey, go ahead. But those are the people that we need to talk about. You know, those people who got pulled over, put in jail because you can't have so many people in your car. Like, these people knew what was going on. White people knew what was going on. And if we didn't fight for it, they weren't going to give it over to us. And so, basically what you're saying is you shitting on those people. You're telling them what they did didn't matter. It was insignificant, and we were better off as life was. You were twisted in the head, woman. Seriously. And I don't go off on video responses, but I swear it was the most insulting thing, because it's insulting to me. It's insulting to my ancestors. It's insulting to yours. Whether they just said, hell no, I'm not going to do this. Whether they sat at a lunch counter and just refused to move. Those people deserve our respect. And how you can respect them is by not saying stupid shit like this. Because I'll be damned. Because I would be out there on the front lines if we were still in Jim Crow's. If I lived in Jim Crow's South. If there were still signs that said colored and white. Are you serious? So, really? But you live in the North. You live in Philly. So you know, they don't really have a taste of that like the South did. But I guarantee you, if you was from Mississippi, you wouldn't be saying this. Because you don't know what that's like. You can't go down to Mississippi and talk to somebody who's 80 years old and talk about, you know, integration wasn't nothing. You know, didn't you feel life was better off when we were segregated? They'd slap you with a cane. They would. Because they would be like, little girl, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because you didn't live through this. And I respect those people and I honor the decisions that they made and the sacrifices that they made. So that when I go down south, I don't have to have the same precautions that I would have had to have 50, 60 years ago. You talk about you respect your ancestors, respect them by knowing that there are people who laid down their lives, who made sacrifices, who left their family so that your family wouldn't have to go through the shit that they don't go through. I'm sick of people who sit up here and just talk and talk and talk and don't know what the hell they're talking about. It makes me mad as hell because nobody loves the black community like I do, but it's shit like this that sets us back.